Hello, welcome to Record Time. Record Time is a weekly Akashic experience where we explore simple and mysterious themes through the lens of the Akashic Records. If you're brand new here and you're not so sure what the Akashic Records are, I invite you to check out my website, minaruchi.com, and there I have a video explaining all about what the records are and what an Akashic Record reading is, and you can even watch me do a live reading there. So that's a great place to start if you're curious. But for right now, I invite you to just take a moment to arrive where you are. And if it's safe and accessible, if it would feel good, I invite you to close your eyes and just give yourself a moment to settle in to wherever you are right now. Maybe it would feel good to take a deep breath. Maybe you're clenching your jaw or there's tension in your shoulders. You can just invite a little bit of softness into those spaces. You can continue to relax and settle as I tune in to the records for this week's message. So the keepers of the Akashic Records are sharing, your desire is a liberating force. And I love this so far. I think that's such a powerful sentence. Your desire is a liberating force. What do they mean by that? There is so much that our desires can reveal about ourselves. And maybe we already know that. It's really revealing to say say what you want. It's very revealing to admit to your desires. And maybe that's why it's hard to admit what it is that we really want, because we know that it's very revealing. And maybe that's why we deny or hide from our desires, even from ourselves. It's really hard to say what you want to other people, but sometimes it's hard to even admit what you really want to yourself, because there is this liberating quality of desire. If you say what you want, something is revealed there, something is set free there, and then we have to engage with that. So let's dive into this further. Desire illuminates the shadow and reveals the truth. So again, what does this mean? It requires a level of courage and willingness to admit what you really want. But when you can do that, when you can really confront and accept your desires, right? And you're not hiding them away and denying them. When you can accept your desires and admit them to yourself or even out loud, right? They said the shadow is illuminated. What was once unseeable, unknowable, is now illuminated. Right? Admitting and befriending, accepting our desires allows us to see parts of ourself that we couldn't see before, right? So desire illuminates the shadow. That's what they mean by that. It helps you to see parts of yourself that might have been obscured before. Parts of yourself that you might not have even realized were there, or might not have wanted to admit were there. And so in that process of desire illuminating the shadow, the truth is revealed, or you can also think of it as parts of our true self are revealed, right? So desire illuminates the shadow and reveals our true self. And this is a very romantic kind of perspective of desire, right? We're romanticizing it a little bit. But it just feels like the essence of this message is there is so much to be gained by being brave enough to say what you really want. Because it's hard. It's not an easy thing to do. It's difficult, right? It's uncomfortable sometimes to admit what we really want. It's vulnerable, right? Because our shadow is being revealed in that moment, and our true self is being revealed in that moment. So there's a lot of incentive in that. There's a lot of perceived safety in hiding our desires, hiding from our desire, because then we don't have to see our shadow or those parts of our self that we might not have been able to see before. But if you are brave enough to accept and kind of look at and admit your desires, there's a lot to be gained. So the records are just acknowledging that it makes sense that we kind of hide from or deny our desires. But there's so much more to be gained by admitting to them, by acknowledging them, by holding space for our own desires, just even with ourselves. It's not about declaring it necessarily out loud to everybody, but are you willing to admit to yourself what it is that you really want? And if you can, you might find that desire is a liberating force. And so the records are offering us two little prompts to contemplate. And you can use these as journal prompts if you'd like to. So the first one is, I don't actually want blank. I don't actually want blank. And then you can go from there. Use that as the first prompt. And the second one is, what I really want is blank. And I invite you to spend some time connecting with yourself first. If you have a personal practice of some sort, maybe that's meditation, maybe that's going for a walk, maybe it's breath work, whatever it is, take a moment to connect to yourself at a deep level, as deep as you're able to, and then engage with these two prompts. And if you'd like to, if you're not sure, if you don't have a practice, I have a free guided visualization that's all about connecting to your heart's desires, and that's on my website. So one way you could engage with this is do that guided visualization. I think it's only 13 minutes long. And then use these two journal prompts to spend some time looking at and revealing your desire and experiencing the liberating force that's behind your desires. So that's where I'm going to leave you for today. And if it feels safe, if it feels like it would be enriching and fun for you, I would love to know what you discovered from doing this practice. And if you want to share what your desire is, you're welcome to do that. But of course, don't feel obligated to. Maybe it's very personal. But yeah, I would love to know how this landed for you. And if this was something that made sense to you, if this was something that resonated with you or not. And maybe if you found out, ooh, there's something that I don't actually want, I'd be curious about that too. So if you feel called to, you're welcome to send me a message through my website or leave a comment, whatever feels good to you. I'd love to hear from you. And until next time, I'm wishing you well. Namaste.